Alright guys, if you remember my first video, I said I was going to probably do a knife collection tour. And if you also watched that first video, you'll remember I stated two things in the beginning. Both, I'm outside, and I'm awkward. Remember those 2 points. And then add a third one, that I'm an idiot. And I do not have a professional setup yet. Maybe one day in the future. So with that third point, this will be filmed on an iPhone, POV. And I'm probably going to mess things up because I'm doing it all one-handed. But we'll figure that out. I guess we'll start with the boring stuff. This is a Holme and Hadfield, I think it's called, case. I kind of want to do a mini review on this. This thing's actually really nice. This is the old one I had. A lot smaller, only the 4 up top. This is what I used to store everything in. And then now I've moved to this one. I think it's called the Armor. I think this is just called the knife deck. This is the Armor. So you get way more stuff up top. You have all the slots in the bottom for random things. So this is what I mainly have. When I had a lot more knives, I used to keep it in this case, this now pack. And then like when I went to Blade Show, this is all I brought. So it's good for carrying stuff because it's a Pelican case. And then like when I went into Blade Show, I bought this. This is one of those little cheap vault cases. They're great for just throwing a bunch of knives in. If you don't want to bring like the whole collection, you just want to bring, I don't know, like 15, 10, something like that. But it's pretty cool too. But starting off with the boring things, I've had like, this is my first, I guess, nice knife that I still have. My first knife ever was a Rat 2. And my grandpa actually gave me this ZT after I showed him the Rat 2. I got this as a Christmas gift. So this was my first and only nice knife for a while. It's in it's an LMAX. It's a pretty old one, but I don't really carry it that much just because it was a gift, and I guess it's assisted. So not my cup of tea, but I'll always have it just because it was a gift. I've also got this 0609. This is probably, this is the other mainstay in my collection, like that I've had for a while. This is probably 3 years old. I live pretty close to USA Made Blade, and this was in my ZT phase. They had this dual anno going on, drove down there, met all the guys. They were super cool, and picked this up, and I've had it for a while. And this is probably the most underrated ZT, I think, because for me, it's like perfect ergos. So I think everybody should try these out. This is the Sprint Run, so it starts out as like this blue. I don't know if you can see. It starts out as the blue, and then they do the green anno over top of it, like in their like swirl pattern. Not sure what they call it. I've got this Kershaw Dividend. It's actually broken right now. It doesn't have the spring in it because the spring actually broke on me the other day, but I've had this for probably 2 years. I bought this for like 50 bucks, brand new. It's M390. I don't know if it says on there. Yeah, M390. This is actually my shipping knife, my packing knife, because it's super thin and slicey, and paid nothing for it, and it's got the deep carry on it, all the things. This is a great knife. I'll probably never sell this just because there's no point. I've got a Pilar, CRKT Pilar. This is a Karbadize Mexican blanket micarta scale. So I think I pay as much for the scale as I did the knife. It's like 40 bucks for the scale, but if I ever find like an S35 VN one, I'll probably buy an S35 one just cause. I don't ever really use this thing. It just kind of sits around. I've also got like some random Olights, like from sales and stuff. And then this was my old EDC for a while. I think it was this one. Yeah, it's this one because it's pretty beat up. But this I5T is like the titanium ones. These are my favorite other than my current EDC, the La Lima Ion Slim or whatever. I think I showed it in the last video. This is one of my other old knives. This is a Bugout S30V, Rogue Bladeworks scales, Rockscale Design backspacer. I've had this knife for a long time, probably 2.5 years or so. It's one of my car knives now. It just stays in a little like to-go kit that I have in my car, which I'll probably make some videos on those too. I have one in my backpack and one in my car. And I might make another one for my other car just to always have like backup knives. But this one and then my the Pair 3, that's the one that stays in my backpack. But they're both like just like backpack knives. Will I ever use them? Probably not, but I just like having them. Also in here I've got like the batteries. I think I said 1450 batteries in my last video. They're 14500 batteries. I think that's a very different size battery. 1450s are huge and the 14500s are small. I've got like these little cards. I picked these up, or I didn't pick them up at Blade Show. I handled some at Blade Show. Didn't buy them, wish I did, and then someone on Instagram sold me these, a friend on Instagram. They're like titanium, they got the little copper inlay. They're pretty cool. And I've got like I'm a Harry Potter fan, so I've got like this little Deathly Hallows coin. I got a ZT coin from when I bought something from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Don't remember what, it's probably a ZT. This is the only watch I have other than an Apple Watch. It's a G-Shock. And then it's been modified to be like in Cassie Oak with like the aftermarket Alibaba metal and then rubber strap. Pretty cool watch. I wish like I liked watches more than just having the Apple Watch, but this is pretty cool. And then this is my buddy Zach. It's my buddy Zach Levon. He's a local knife maker to me. He's down in the Charlotte area. This is probably like my 4th or 5th knife I've had from him. This is Mexican Blanket Micarta with, I think, black Micarta pens, maybe G10. And then this is Magnacut. This is the first ever one he did in Magnacut. And if I do carry a fixed blade, I've sold everything else because this is the only one. It's got a super sick swedge on there. So this is the perfect size for me. I think it's 3 1/4. And then he's got this super sick sheath that I had him get this material. It's like that crosshatch. I had I think my P365XL holster was in the same Kydex, and I asked him to get that too, and this thing turned out sweet. I'm not gonna be able to do this one-handed, so we're gonna go ahead and put that over there. Let's see, I've got like a random, I don't know, Russian like wallet deal. I don't remember. I think I got it when I bought something off Reddit. A guy included it. It's got like a little Timascus blade in there. It's not even Damascus. You can tell it's just like etched weird. But I never use it. It just sits in here. I've got a Victorinox Mechanic. It's got the pliers inside. It's actually a pretty cool one. I'm gonna get some fat carbon scales to put on this thing. I just haven't got around to it. But now that Rips Garage Tech has them, I'll probably get some. This is a titanium. This is a Tinker that I bought and put these scales on. I got these scales off eBay. I don't know who makes them. Absolutely no idea. They're just tie with a copper cross inlay, but took the old scales off, put these on, just put a JB Weld where the pins go, and just let it sit overnight in a press. It turned out pretty good. I carry it every once in a while. Like, if I'm going to carry a multi-tool, it's going to be this. And then this is a Hogue Microflip, I think. Let's see, does it say on there? No. It's a Microflip. These are super underrated. I don't remember how much I paid for this. I got it from my buddy Sterling, which if I make more videos, I'm sure Sterling will be in them because he's just as much of an idiot as me. And we have a good time together. And actually, if I do any anodizing videos, he'll be there because I want to do some anodizing tutorials. And he has all my stuff because we always anodize together at his house. Because it's usually my knives are his and we go over there on the weekends and just destroy things. But these things are super underrated. I love this little thing. I think it was like maybe $100. I'm not sure. It's got a lock. So, and it's like the perfect size. Like, choked up. Wonderful. 154, easy to resharpen, and it stays sharp. So, works out great. I've got a bunch of other like random stuff in here. Like these little Fordite Legos. My buddy Johnny T on Instagram made these when he was testing his CNC. I've got anybody that knows on Instagram, I have a Corvette. And this is actually Corvette Fordite. So it's a little pendant. I don't know. I might make it into something. Who knows? Maybe like an inlay or something. But it's all the Corvette colors. Piece of Fordite. I think I got it off Etsy. And then I've got a bunch of these little dice that I anodized. So I anodized them and then satined all the faces. Just leaves the X's. These all turned out pretty cool. And then I've got a bunch more to anodize. I've got a ZF little Brickman. This is kind of cool. When I was at the last day that I was at Blade Show, me and Sterling went to the Olamic booth, and the guy who owns Olamic actually gave us these little beads. I bought a whippersnapper from him too that I really loved, but I ended up having to sell because I needed money for some other knives. But yeah, he gave us these little beads, and they're pretty cool. You know, I don't think they're expensive, but it was a super cool gift, and he was talking to us. Super nice guy. So there's all the stuff in there. Let's see, I don't know what else this is. Oh, just erasers and stuff for my tactile turn. Pens and pencils, I think. Oh, well, this is going to be a pain. Okay, I told you guys it wasn't professional. We'll scoot up here. So this is the main stuff. Like I told you, this stays in my EDC bag, in my little kit. Just a pair of 3, 204P, Lynch clip, Lynch clip, stonewashed. Aramis blue Twill scales. If you have a Spyderco, get Aramis scales. Like, these are the best thing for any Spyderco, especially if you have a pair of 3, because they're skinny. And it's just like, they're the best. Especially PM2 pair of 3. His Shaman scales are pretty good too. I've had him on one Shaman, but I don't really like the Shaman, so I never like used it a ton to get a good test in on them. But these are super cool. This is probably the bug out that I'll be keeping. Like, I'll probably end up selling the other one, even though I've had it for a while, just because I like this one more. This is a custom M4 one. I think they have M4 and out now on the normal line, but this is an M4 one from the custom shop a while ago. Seeing a little bit of use. DLC's coming off, or Cerakote, whatever they use. This has got Rockscale Design Critter Scales. These are aluminum blasted. I wanted the just like sandblasted ones to anodize, but I got these off of another bug out I've had. And anybody that knows me from Instagram knows I've had like 30 bug outs. And this is only having 2 right now is pretty impressive for me. Usually I have like 5 or 6. But I got these on another bug out, put them on this one. I don't remember what scales came on this one. Maybe like some carbon ones or something. Rockscale Design Backspacer. This is like, out of all the bug outs I've had, this is probably the nicest one. And it's got, obviously you can't really see in there, but it's got the upgraded bigger washers off of some Etsy store. No idea the name. If you just look upgraded bug out washers, just Google it. I'm sure you'll find them. This is probably the most underrated knife in my entire collection. I wish more people knew about these, and I think they're starting to get out there. This is a Herman Knives Sting. I picked this up on the secondary for like 500 bucks, and I think these are $680 after shipping new, because this is completely plain, like all plain tie. And then my buddy Johnny T on Instagram, I had him make me a Timascus backspacer, which is sweet, and then a matching clip. And like, let me see a hand. Let me wipe this off. I don't know if it'll get any better because I don't have any Windex. Yeah, a little bit better. Like, this is just sweet. Still got the milling in it. The only thing is, so the normal ones have they milled out to be a point right here in the end. If you look up any Herman knives, you'll see, I think all of them have the same, and they come to a point. And honestly, I think I kind of like the full spacer anyways over the point, because that's I had one of my friends comment that it didn't have the point on it, but I actually kind of like this a little bit more, and it's cool because it shows all the layers of the black Timascus. But this knife is super sweet. Like, if you've never tried a Herman Knives, definitely try it. Just find a base one used on the secondary. Just try it out first. He makes some baller Timascus ones, like full Timascus everything, and then Damacor blades. Absolutely insane. I think they're like $2,000, $2,500. So more out of my price range than I want to spend on one, but absolutely wild. Super sick knives, super underrated. Everybody should try those. This is a Bradley Maris, I think that's how you pronounce it, Vector. I've had this thing for a while. I had a Scout 1.0, JG Scout 1.0, and if you know who BM Knives is, Bradley Maris, he trained under Jason Guthrie, who makes the Scout, who makes this knife. And see, if you see, they're a pretty similar design. Obviously this is frame lock, this is liner because this is a Scout 2.0, but I actually prefer this over the Scout, I'm gonna be honest. I had a Scout 1.0, then I bought this off of a good friend, and I just love this. I actually sold it, and the new owner somehow made the lock fail. I don't know. I don't know if I sold it with a lock failing. I'd never tried. He was like forcing it to fail. It was a long story, but I had it fixed by, I can't remember his name. It's Sean something out in Cali, who is BM and JG's like main warranty guy. Bradley was super cool, paid for it completely, paid for the shipping, all the things, super nice guy. Got this thing fixed up. It's got perfect lockup now. It needs to be cleaned because I carry this thing a lot. But This knife, I'll probably end up doing a review on this knife just because I love it so much, and I don't know if there's any reviews on YouTube, but I absolutely love this knife. If you guys know who Cap City Creations is on Instagram, he has a tie one of these, and he loves that thing. He carries it every day, and I carry mine a lot too. Between this and the Oz, these are the two most that get carried. But yeah, sold this thing, got it back, and I probably won't sell it. I'm hoping Johnny T can help me out, make a little purple carbon scale for this thing. It'll be super sweet. Yeah, that's the only thing. If I could get this carbon to be purple, like, I prefer the carbon plate carbon, but they're in Russia, I'm pretty sure, and the whole Russia deal is still going, so you can't get carbon plate carbon, but you can get fat carbon. And if I can get this carbon on this knife, and then maybe do this either black or purple, oh, beautiful. It'll be absolutely incredible. I love it. And this is the only knife I like Tanto, but I love the Tanto over his other blade shapes. The Tanto just, it works so good. I mean, just, incredible knife. One of my favorites. I'm actually, no, we might put it back in pocket. Not sure. You guys have already seen this, but Oz Machine Co. Spectre, Oz Machine Co. Roosevelt, number 64. As you can tell, still haven't cleaned it. Probably should. I'm probably gonna do that after this video because it looks horrible, and I've had it, in my pocket for a month. It needs to be cleaned. This is actually probably a better. Let me see. Let's wipe this off a little bit. This is factory black Timascus. Oh, this is a great knife. You guys know I love this knife. Anybody who follows me on Instagram knows I'm an Oz lover. Absolute best knife for EDC for me. Good stuff. I don't know if you guys can hear that horrible diesel truck in the distance. Diesel truck or a V6 Camaro, we'll never know. This is a Jason Guthrie Scout 2.0. This is actually, I won a lottery to get on his books. This thing I've used a little bit. It's got a little tape residue. But this is my exact spec. It's great. I always wanted one with this blade shape, the harpoon warning, and it's just like, it's so good. The only thing I would change is I wish he still did frame locks. The liner lock's cool. I like the frame lock more. Let me see if I can, yeah, you can even front flip it, and anybody who knows me knows I'm an idiot at front flipping anything, so if I can front flip this, you probably can. But this knife, this is another one I'll probably do a review on, just because I don't know if anybody's done a review on a 2.0. If they have, there's probably not that many though. But yeah, speed holes, purple stud, purple fat carbon. I had him do, you really can't tell in this lighting, but this is like kind of a faded purple, and it matches. And then these little drops match the stud. And then that's his raindrop finish. And then also raindropped the inside of the liner, which is super sick. I actually didn't even know, so I requested this to be raindropped, and I wasn't even aware that he was going to raindrop this. So that was kind of a cool surprise for me when I got it. But this thing, yeah, this is super sick. I might sell this thing. The only way I would sell it though is if I do end up getting a purple carbon scale for this. If I get a purple carbon scale for this, I'll sell this. And then, because between the two, I prefer the Vector over this, just because I like the blade shape, although I like the blade shape on this too. I like the blade shape on that, but frame lock. This is smoother, but it doesn't matter. The frame lock always wins over a liner lock for me. I might also just try to sell this and get a liner lock with some kind of purple carbon, or maybe just normal like side cut carbon like this. But I want a frame lock one again. The one I had was a 2017, so it was an early 1.0, and it had been modded to be like a 2018 frame, but it had normal carbon, it had an orange liner. I want like a full carbon scale. So maybe one day I'll try to scoop one up. I almost scooped one up maybe 2 months ago that had a full raindrop lock side. It was super sick, but it wasn't this blade shape. It was the normal harpoon drop point, I guess, what he calls it. I'm not sure, but that thing's super sick. And then anybody who's ever like known me, even since the Reddit days, knows the Spectre has always been my favorite knife until recently, Oz. But for a while I was known on Reddit as the $1,000 Spectre guy trying to buy one. Oh, hey, there's me. And I've had a few Spectres since then. Bought one as a graduation gift for myself. Loved it. Had a few in between. Had a V2 for probably a year and a half, 2 years. And then recently got this. This is like my ultimate Spectre. This is by far the most expensive in my collection. I think I don't remember. It was over $2,000. It's unfortunate, really. This is a super rare one. I think this is maybe 1 of 5. It's blue twill with the starburst milling, which I don't know if you can see on camera. You kind of can. It follows the milling of this clip. So my ultimate Spectre would actually be this, but a frame lock. But they only ever did one frame lock front carbon scale, and it was a prototype. And one of the mods in the Holt Bladeworks groups owns it, and he's not going to sell it. So here we are. This thing's the mirror blade, near mirror, I think is what they call it. I mean, you can see me, you can see everything. It's wild. Super smooth. This is not on skiffs. All my other ones I've had on skiffs, this thing is so smooth. I've left it on the Holt bearings. Like, I have no reason to even try skiffs. It's just so smooth. All the nude. Oh, so good. M390, because it's all V4s are M390. I've had a few haptics. I like the haptics. I haven't tried a Morpheus because I think it looks ugly, and I have no reason to try Morpheus. Like, this is good, haptics good, like, no point. Yeah, I think that's everything. This thing's great. I don't remember what these cost new, maybe $200. I got it on sale for like 140 bucks when they first came out. You should buy one of these Holme and Hadfield things. Like, if your collection's, you know, roughly this big, I don't know how many knives that is, call it 15, I don't know, math. Get one of these. If you have a smaller collection, this thing's sick too. The only thing I don't like, look at this layout. This layout is proper. This is how God intended. This is how things should be. You know, I've got way too many stickers in here. Like, you can put so much stuff in here. You can put fixed blades in here, which is really nice, because the other one, like, you can kind of put a fixed blade here. Like, if they did this size with this layout, I think this would fit a lot more people, 100%. And maybe they will make that change. I don't know. This was a really early one. This was right when they first came out, and maybe the new ones are like that. I'm not sure. But if they do this layout in this, like, just do a couple across, and maybe, I don't know, I would probably just do them all the way across. I don't know. That's a hard decision. Either way, depending on what size knife collection you have, you should get one of these Holme and Hadfield cases. I think they're great. I had the, let's see. This thing's nice too. Don't get me wrong. But just like, if you have some knives, let me see if I can, let's see. Like these, like, if you don't have a lanyard on it, it's kind of a pain to get. And some knives, like, if they have a crappy design, I've actually reached down in here to get a knife and, like, cut my finger down the side. So I don't know, it's kind of a pain. So I prefer storing them in this. The one thing I will say, I've had this thing for 2 weeks and it still smells bad. I don't know what the smell is, and maybe being out here in the air will make it smell better, but this thing smells just no bueno. I don't know why it smells bad, but it does. Like, actually the knives smell fine now. Even the knives smelled bad, and it was like instant. As soon as you took the cover off, it was just not good. But definitely recommend this. You can try the Pelican case, especially if you're traveling. These little Volt cases are great, but yeah, I think that's all my knives. There's definitely a few knives laying around, like cheap Kaiser and Tangrams. They're like laying in random drawers, and I'm trying to think. No, I don't think there's any in any other cars. If there is, they're probably not that important. But yeah, these are all the mainstays. If I'm going to keep 3, it would definitely be Spectre, and we'll put it on the ground. It's concrete, but don't throw a fit. Definitely the Oz, you already know this. And probably, I don't know, this was my spec. Probably this though, because I carry it so much more. And like, this is almost a beater. Like, I don't even care. It's not centered. It's these two are both kind of beaters, but I love this one a lot more. That would probably be the 3 I keep, and maybe a Bugout. We'll say 4. We'll put the Bugout there too. Like, those would probably be the 4 I keep. Like the Herman, as much as I love it, I probably wouldn't keep it over any of those. Like, I love this Timascus and everything. The Scout, I've already considered selling, so I probably would sell it. Pair of 3 is just a pair of 3. It's nothing special. But I gotta have a Bugout. And then obviously this would stay. This is never gonna go. But like, if I was to sell from, you know, everything else, those would probably be the 4 I keep, just because, all these knives are so good. And for anybody that knows me, I've had close to 400, I think. Just over, it might just be just over 300. knives throughout my Reddit and Instagram trading experience over the past couple years. So, and I usually keep a lot more than this, but I've really slimmed down, mainly because the knives got more expensive. So instead of having 3 knives, I have 1, or, you know, whatever. But all right, this video is 25 minutes long. I'm so sorry anybody that had to sit through this, but hopefully you enjoyed the content. So I'll see you next time. I'm probably going to do an anodizing video or an EDC. Actually, next video will probably be what's in my bag. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Next video, what's in my EDC bag, and then maybe some pouches or something. I don't know. All right, I'll see you guys.